Hey, I'm Doug, and this is Susie, and we're SV1 Trilogy. Enjoy the video.
All right, I said I'd do a equipment review, so I'm kind of in a downtime at the moment. It's nasty outside. I'm not going anywhere. Sitting in Deltaville in a nice little surrounded by neighborhood area, but that's okay. It's gonna blow like hell, and I'm pretty well protected from almost every side, so looks like it's about to rain. So equipment review, here we go. All right, we're gonna do autopilots and wind vanes and autopilots first. Okay, on this boat, I've installed what they call a Norvane. Now the Norvane is a wind vane. You can see, I'm not sure that they're actually in business anymore. What do I think of the Norvane? I think it's a great wind vane. I suggest getting a wind vane over an autopilot, but it's good to have both. The good thing about an autopilot is it keeps you on a course when you're motoring. The bad thing about an autopilot is if you're going downwind, it's hard for the autopilot to perceive your downwind run. If you've got a big wave off the back and it's pushing you around a little bit, the autopilot doesn't respond very well. You really need to get a wind vane for things like that when you get in the big waves. All right, again, the Norvane, excellent wind vane. I think I paid probably $3,500–3,800 around in there. You know, it's very good material. I have a repair kit for it. It just works really well. I mean, I've never had it not work. Even in a very light wind, it works pretty well. It's really surprising. Really, when you get out in a nasty sea, it really works well. And as a single-hander, wind vane is something you really need, and I mean really need. All right, let's get to the autopilot. Now, the autopilot I have is the biggest one that Simrad makes. Now, I have B&G equipment, so I have the, as you can tell, the Simrad TB32. I've had this one, as you can see. I've had it for the whole time I've had the boat, which is probably 4 or 5 years. So it's got a little wear and tear to it. The only bad thing about these is this electrical connector right here. And I have lost the cap, so I leave it plugged in. If you lose the cap that goes onto this, it's a real problem, because you get a lot of corrosion in there inside the female set there, and you get a lot of corrosion inside the female section of the connector, and on the external section if you leave it out too much. And I found that if you take a drill bit that's exactly the size of the female connector, if your autopilot starts freaking out and not doing what it's supposed to, you take a drill bit that's the size of the connector on the female side and just put it in there and wiggle it around and push it in and out. Don't use a drill on it, for God's sakes, but just by hand and just rub it around. Now, on the outside, on the male connectors, really, if you're not using autopilot for anything, but if you're not connected up to the chart plotter, which mine's not, I never have, I don't see the point. What you do is just take a little screwdriver and look at the pin connections. There's 2 connections, a positive and negative. They're on the bottom toward the little tip at the bottom. And as you look at it straight on down, they're on the left, I believe. And you just rub those with a screwdriver, sandpaper, take a Dremel tool, you know, buff it off. And once you get a clean connection in there, you're good as gold. The thing will start working again. It will have a power problem until you fix it. and those connectors do get a little rusty. So that's how you fix it. It's not a big deal. Once you do that, works great again. You know, until like crust up again. But all right, that's my crew basically, Otto and Norv over there. And don't tell Susie, but they work more than her. All right now.